You know the feeling. You have scrolled for hours, binged an entire season in a day, and chased every last notification. But instead of feeling good, you just feel empty. That bright, shiny world on your screen somehow makes your own life feel dull and gray. The show ends, the feed refreshes, but the hollowness sticks around. You are doing all the things that are supposed to be fun, but you feel absolutely nothing. It is easy to jump to the conclusion, am I depressed? But what if that numbness is not about being sad? What if it is a sign that your brain's reward system is just completely physically burnt out? Let us investigate why you cannot feel pleasure anymore, and why the answer is not what you think. This feeling actually has a name: anhedonia. At its simplest, it is the inability to feel pleasure. Now, while anhedonia is a classic symptom of major depression, affecting a majority of people with the condition, it can also show up all on its own. That is a really important distinction. You can have this specific numbness without the crushing sadness, hopelessness, or a negative inner monologue that often comes with clinical depression. This is not just about your tastes changing. This is about losing the ability to enjoy the things you know you love. It is like there is a glass wall between you and your life. You eat your favorite food, but it might as well be cardboard. You hang out with your friends, but the connection just is not there. That emotional flatline is what we are talking about today. A specific glitch in your brain's pleasure wiring. While this can happen on its own, if this feeling persists, it is always a good idea to talk to a professional to get a clear picture of what is going on. The cause is not some moral failing or a sign you are ungrateful. It is a physical adaptation your brain has made to survive the modern world, an environment that has pushed our ancient wiring past its limits. To get what is happening, we need to talk about the reward system deep inside your brain. It runs on a very famous chemical you have probably heard of: dopamine. But dopamine has a bit of a PR problem. It is often called the pleasure chemical, but that is an oversimplification. Neuroscientists often distinguish between wanting something and liking something. Dopamine is the force of wanting. It is the motivation and anticipation that drives you to seek things out. But it also plays a key role in the liking, the actual feeling of pleasure you get from the reward. A healthy brain keeps these two in a delicate balance. The problem is, our modern world has systematically hijacked that system. Our brains evolved to get a nice, moderate hit of dopamine from effortful things like finding food or connecting with people. Today, we are surrounded by cheap dopamine, sources that are perfectly engineered to give you the biggest possible rush for the least amount of work. Think about it. Hyper-processed foods designed to hit a bliss point of salt, sugar, and fat. Social media feeds that use unpredictable rewards, just like a slot machine. An endless fire hose of novelty and notifications, all designed to trigger a dopamine surge that a walk in the woods or a good conversation never could. When you constantly bombard your brain with this level of stimulation, it does the only thing it can do to protect itself. It adapts. This is a complex process, but you can think of it like turning down a volume knob. Your brain reduces the number of dopamine receptors to shield itself from the overwhelming flood. It becomes less sensitive. The result? The things that used to give you a normal, healthy dose of pleasure barely even register anymore. A home-cooked meal cannot compete with the engineered high of a fast food burger. A real conversation feels slow compared to the rapid-fire validation of 1,000 likes. Your brain's baseline for what feels good has been artificially jacked up so high that normal life starts to feel boring and muted. You are left constantly wanting, but finding very little to actually like. This is maybe the most important takeaway. While the numbness from anhedonia is awful, it can be driven by a different mechanism than what is often seen in clinical depression. Clinical depression often involves a widespread disruption of multiple brain chemicals, including serotonin, which can lead to that deep sadness and feeling of worthlessness. The anhedonia we are discussing is often more targeted. It's a specific burnout of that dopamine reward circuit. You might not feel hopeless. You just feel hollow. Your other emotions might be working just fine, but your ability to feel joy and motivation has been taken offline. This might help explain why common antidepressants like SSRIs, which primarily work on the serotonin system, do not always resolve this kind of anhedonia. While they can sometimes help by indirectly affecting dopamine pathways, they may not be getting to the root of this specific problem. On top of that, emerging science suggests that chronic overstimulation can trigger low-grade inflammation in the brain, which can further mess with dopamine signaling. It creates a stubborn cycle of numbness that can feel impossible to escape. Realizing this can completely change the story you tell yourself. It shifts the narrative from "there is something wrong with me" to "my brain made a predictable physical adaptation to an unnatural environment." This is not a personal failure. It is biological burnout. And because it is a physical process, it can be reversed. So how do you fix a burnt-out reward system? The answer is not to just try harder to feel happy. The single most important rule is this: action must come before motivation. You cannot wait to feel good to start doing things. You have to do the things first, and eventually the feeling will follow. Your brain is not broken. It just needs a hard reset. Here are 3 concrete strategies to start that process. First, a strategic stimulation fast. The term dopamine fast gets thrown around a lot, but it is misleading. You cannot and would not want to eliminate dopamine. The real goal is to drastically reduce your exposure to those high-impact, low-effort activities to give your dopamine receptors a chance to reset. For a set period of time, maybe 1 full day a week, or even just a few hours every night, put away the biggest offenders. No endless scrolling, no binge watching, no video games, no junk food. Let yourself be bored. Boredom is not a punishment. It is the sound of your brain finally getting a moment of peace. When you briefly starve it of hyperstimulation, it will slowly begin to recalibrate. That volume knob will start to turn itself back up. Second, start doing things anyway. This is called behavioral activation. This is a powerfully simple technique used in therapy. It means scheduling small, once enjoyable activities into your day with zero expectation of feeling good. The only goal is to do the thing. Do not force a 2-hour hike. Start with a 5-minute walk. Do not try to read a whole book. Just read 1 page. Do not try to have a life-changing conversation. Just send 1 text to a friend and ask how they are doing. The key is to separate the action from the feeling. The win is not enjoying the walk. The win is that you put on your shoes and walked out the door. By consistently taking these tiny actions, you are retraining your brain, proving to it that reward can come from normal, effortful things again. Third, hunt for effortful rewards. The modern world tricks us into chasing easy dopamine, but true lasting satisfaction comes from effort. Contrast the empty, fleeting buzz of a notification with the deep satisfaction of finishing a tough workout, learning a new skill, or cooking a meal from scratch. These activities require you to push through a little frustration. That effort is part of what helps re-regulate your reward system. Things like exercise, focused learning, or even cold showers have been shown to support healthier dopamine function. By choosing to do hard things, you are literally rebuilding the pathways that connect effort to authentic joy. A quick heads up, this is not an overnight fix. Your brain did not get desensitized in a day, and it will not be recalibrated in a day either. It can take weeks or even months for your reward system to find a healthier balance, but it absolutely can and will happen. The numbness you are feeling is not a life sentence. It is not a character flaw. It is your brain's logical response to an illogical environment. It is a signal that you need to change your inputs, not that you need to fix your soul. You have the power to rebuild your brain's ability to feel pleasure. Joy is not gone forever. Its signal has just been drowned out by all the noise. By intentionally quieting that noise, you give yourself a chance to finally hear it again. If this explanation helped you put a name to what you are feeling, Subscribe for more content that helps you make sense of your mind. And please, share this with someone who might need to hear it. Sometimes, just knowing what is going on, and that you are not the only one, is the most powerful first step.